Hi, I'm Michael and welcome to Tamenuri Studio. Tamenuri, in the name of the studio. What's that Tamenuri? What's this technique? It's used not only on the pens, but on many other things, and basically it's layering the transparent urushi or semi-transparent urushi over a single color, solid color. You probably very well know Tamenuri by Nakaya. I showed them on my channel and I think they are the most popular Tamenuri pens. And the naming of those Tamenuri techniques is not very universal. Some companies use different names for the same technique or same name for different techniques, and even in different regions of Japan and different prefectures, the naming might differ. I will show you some pens, three of them by Nakaya. One is a Platinum Izumo, and some pens I'm working on right now to explain this technique a little better. So let's switch the cameras and I will keep talking about Tamenuri. So, Tamenuri pens. Here we have 4 Tamenuri examples by Nakaya and Platinum, sister companies, but very different Tamenuri. So we have aka-tamenuri, heki-tamenuri, kuro-tamenuri, and soratame. Completely different name for something which is in between heki-tamenuri, so light green base with natural color urushi overlayer, and modori-tamenuri, when green is much more, is darker and more saturated, and the overlying color is black. Here we have pale green with black overlayer, and Platinum calls it soratame, so soratamenuri or something like that. This problem is well, quite widespread, and different companies call their pens or objects painted, lacquered with Tamenuri differently, but to add to the confusion, we have things like those two pens, so aka-tamenuri and kuro-tamenuri. But if I showed you those pens before Tamenuri layers, so before this application of the final layers we can see, they would be very similar. They would be both red. Aka-tamenuri is red underlayer covered by natural color urushi, in this case probably Shuai and Kijiro, and kuro-tamenuri is same red but covered with black transparent urushi, usually Shuai mixed with kuro-roiro or any other kuro transparent lacquer. And as you can see, obviously in Tamenuri means tame means lake, nuri lacquering, and means that the surface of the pen is similar to the lake. So where the layer is thinner, we can see the underlying color better, as in the lake we can see, in shallow water we can see the bottom of the lake much better than in deep water, and deep water is darker, same on the pen. I'm preparing a series of videos on Tamenuri. I wanted to show you some pens on different stages of Tamenuri. So I will not show the raw pen because it's completely not interesting. It's just raw ebonite. But here I have pen lacquered with orange urushi. It's a mix of shu, vermilion, cinnabar with yellow pigment, and it's almost ready to be lacquered with overlaying layers. I will have to sand it a little bit more because I see some unevenness, and then polish it slightly, and then it will be ready for lacquering with overlaying color. Here is another example. This one is ready for lacquering. It will be quite dark purple, and I will cover it with natural color urushi, and I wonder what happens because I usually use black in case of dark purple pens. Here is the set of pens prepared for lacquering, not prepared for lacquering with the final layer. They will need a little bit sanding before that, but they are finished in terms of color. So it will be not typical Midori, it will be a slightly deviation from Midori, and I will make a special video only on this set of pens. There are 5 of them. The 6th one is a completely different story because it's a karanuri, kawarinori, tsugarunori, whatever. And those 5, 2 big ones and 3 smaller ones, cigars, will be a special project, and they will be available early in the May. Okay, so now we have another pen in the middle of the process. So it used to be exactly this color, and now it looks like this. It's covered by 2 layers of keshi shuai urushi mixed with aka-roiro, and it will be sanded now and covered with another layer and then sanded again. Probably it will be just 1 more layer, maybe 2, I'm not sure yet. And so it's the intermediary form, maybe it's a like 1 step before finishing tamenuri. Another one here. What influences how tamenuri looks finally? So we have 3 or 4 factors which influence the tamenuri effect on the pen. So we have the underlying color, or maybe even first. First is the shape of the pen, because the shape of the pen will influence how the layers change on the surface. So which areas are thinner, which areas are thicker, and how they will look on a finished pen. So we have the shape of the pen. So we have, for example, on simple cigars, there are much less areas where tamenuri effect can be nicely visible. But on shapes like Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande, there is a little bit of edges at the ends near those cones, those finials, and they will show tamenuri a little better. But pens which have facets like decapod, or those pronounced edges, those fins on dorsal fin, or pens like this one, can show tamenuri even better. Another important aspect, or maybe key aspect of tamenuri is underlying color. It can be any color possible with urushi. So right now I'm making a shiro-tamenuri, so white, very difficult color in urushi, actually not white, but kind of beige. And we have red here, and maybe green here, pale green here, orange, magenta, pink, dark green, purple, yellow. I can use blue for aka-tamenuri. I have some interesting colors here. Here is pale blue, and this one is very pale green. So all those pens will become tamenuri, and this underlying color will be best visible on these edges and on the area where I will sand the pen a little bit more. But next aspect is also extremely important. It's overlaying urushi. So you can use, like in this case, you can use very thin layers of shuai or even aka-roiro, so very transparent layer, very transparent lacquer, and have the underlying color very visible. I used this technique on Leonardo Momento Zero from Leonardo Officina Italiana, and I used it on this pen pillow. I wanted to have a pen pillow for my dorsal fin, so I made matching pen pillow using exactly the same technique Nakaya uses. And the last aspect is the thickness of the layers. You can apply anything from 3 to 5 or even 6 layers of lacquer, and the final color will strongly depend on the thickness and the number of layers of those overlying layers of urushi. So more or less that's it. So I will show the whole process of tamenuri in next few weeks, and I will try to show everything what I was talking about in theory in this short video in practice. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.